Have you ever wondered what differentiates people who reach the top, the real one, those that are halfway? No, it's not just talent or luck. The truth, as simple as it may seem, is in the habits they cultivate every day. And the most surprising, many of these habits are within their reach. The problem is that most people are looking for magic formulas, shortcuts, and instant motivation. But those who really win in the game of life bet on discipline, growth mindset, and a long-term vision. They don't wake up waiting for the world to be kind to them. They build, day after day, the world they want to live in with focus, patience, and strategic habits. In this guide, you will discover the backstage of the most successful minds on the planet. Let's explore what Michael Jordan, Warren Buffett, Satya Nadella, and so many others do. You can do it too. And if you really want to take the next step towards your maximum potential, you already subscribe to the channel. Activate the notifications and follow the end, because this content can turn the key to your life. Michael Jordan is synonymous with excellence. His career in basketball is not just about gross talent. On the contrary, the key to its success is in a powerful combination of growth mentality, discipline, and obsession with improvement. Jordan knew that regardless of how natural his talent was, he needed to strive more than anyone else to reach the top. His work ethics was tireless. He woke up before everyone, trained with intensity, and when he felt he had already given his best, he went back to the court to give even more. This obsession with perfection is a clear reflection of its growth mentality. He did not see the challenges as obstacles, but as opportunities to learn and evolve. As Marcus Aurelio said, true control is in our actions, and Jordan applied this every day. He did not allow himself to stagnate, no matter how many victories he had already won. On the contrary, he always sought the next level, the next learning, the next way to improve his game and, consequently, his life. This work ethics and growth mindset are powerful examples of how crucial persistence and focus are. They teach us that success does not come from luck, but from daily discipline, investment in the improvement itself, and the willingness to learn, even when we are already good. What can we learn from this? That the true secret is to surrender to the process tirelessly, with the certainty that each step takes us closer to the goal. Growth mindset, a concept developed by Carol Dweck, is a belief that skills can be developed with effort, practice, and continuous learning. Unlike the fixed mindset, which believes that talent is innate and unchanging, the growth mindset teaches us that success is built over time through effort and perseverance. And who better exemplifies this than big names like Michael Jordan or even Warren Buffett, who have never stopped learning and improving, even after decades of success. To adopt this mindset is to transform the way we face failures. For someone with a fixed mindset, an error can be seen as a sign of disability. Who has a growth mindset understands that errors are learning opportunities. This is why, instead of giving up the first obstacle, these people seek more knowledge, adjust their strategies, and continue to move more strongly. People like Marcus Aurelio, who practice self-control and continuous reflection, show us that the key to self-development is to realize that the path is long and requires patience. Thus, growth mindset is not just about improving specific skills, but about the view that there is always room for evolution in all aspects of life. And as we focus on this constant evolution, we can create a solid foundation for our future. Have you heard of the concept of small but consistent margins? James Clear, in his book Atomic Habits, explains how small daily changes can turn our lives in the long run. The secret is not in great sporadic actions, but in the accumulation of small daily victories. Of course, this requires patience and focus, but over time, these small actions add up and create extraordinary results. It's like a snowball rolling down the slope begins small, but gains strength and size. This concept is widely adopted by the big names of success, such as Tim Cook, CEO of Apple, which follows a rigorous routine every day. He is dedicated to simple but effective habits. He wakes up early, focuses on his strategic decisions, and always seeks to optimize his productivity. He knows that success does not come from great movements, but from the daily construction of discipline and focused behavior. And most importantly, these habits do not require perfection, but consistency. When we apply this philosophy to our own lives, we understand that to achieve success, we do not need drastic changes, but consistency in everyday actions. If you want to be more productive, start as simple, just take the first step and then the next. And when you realize, you will already be reaping the fruits of discipline and constancy. True power is in small actions done every day. Emotional intelligence goes far beyond emotions control. It is essential for dealing with the ups and downs of life and business. Daniel Goleman, one of the greatest scholars in the area, argues that IQ alone is not the only determining factor for success. In many cases, it is emotional intelligence that really separates the winners from the losers. It involves empathy, self-control, and the ability to make balanced decisions, even under pressure. Those who cannot control their emotions can easily be overthrown for difficulties and temporary failures. Satya Nadella, CEO of Microsoft, is an excellent example of this. When he took the leadership of the company, he knew he needed to transform internal culture. Instead of focusing on immediate results, Nadella invested in building a more collaborative and empathic mindset. He knew that a team's success depends on how individuals deal with each other and themselves. By promoting an environment where employees feel valued, he created a culture of innovation and continuous growth. What can we learn from this? That developing our emotional intelligence is one of the biggest investments we can make. No matter how bright you are in a technical or creative area, if you do not know how to deal with stress, criticism, and emotional challenges, it will be difficult to reach the top. The good news is that emotional intelligence can be trained, and with that, we can improve our relationships, increase our productivity, and, of course, achieve our success more solidly and lasting. In a world full of distractions, the ability to maintain deep focus has become an increasingly rare and valuable ability. Cal Newport, author of the book Deep Work, argues that true productivity is not doing more things at the same time, but an intensely dedicated to a task for a long time without interruption. And the truth is that while many seek shortcuts or try to be multitasking, who can keep a deep focus on their activities is the one who really stands out. Stephen King, the bestseller's master, is an excellent example of someone who practices deep focus every day. He writes with the same discipline as an athlete trains in silence, without distractions, and with a clear goal of writing every day without exception. This is not just a matter of productivity. It is about entering a state of flow where creativity and efficiency become almost automatic. Deep focus allows you to create more, learn more, and, above all, perform more with less effort. As we apply deep focus on our daily lives, the impact is immediate. Instead of always being busy, you begin to focus on what really matters. The secret is not how you spend your hours, but on the quality of your attention. With practice, this focus becomes an invaluable ability, transforming your work and life significantly. Ultra-successful know that risk is an inevitable part of the journey to success. But the secret is not in avoiding the risk, but how you face it. Entrepreneurs like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk did not escape the risks. On the contrary, they analyzed them deeply, evaluating the chances of success and the impact of failures before making decisions. They did not bet everything without a strategy, but in a calculated way, taking into account the possible scenarios and learnings that would come with each movement. Calculated risk taking requires self-confidence, vision, and, above all, patience. Warren Buffett, for example, is a great advocate of investing in assets you understand well. He is famous for saying, "The risk comes from not knowing what you are doing." This means that before making decisions, it is essential to seek knowledge, understand the challenges, and understand the consequences of each action. Calculated risk is therefore more about preparation than on blind courage. When we begin to apply this philosophy to our own lives, we realize that the difference between a foolish and calculated risk is how prepared to learn from what happens. Making informed decisions based on data, analysis, and a clear view can turn a risk into a great opportunity. What looks like a leap in the dark actually can be a well-planned step toward success. When we talk about investments, The long-term mindset is essential to accumulate wealth and achieve financial freedom. Warren Buffett is one of the greatest advocates of this philosophy. For him, investing is not about finding the next big financial blow or the last fat of the bag. On the contrary, it seeks solid companies with good fundamentals and a potential for stable growth over the years. As he himself says, our favorite period to maintain an investment is forever. This demonstrates the importance of having patience, persistence, and focus on value, rather than looking for quick results. Buffett's philosophy is clear success in the financial market does not come from speculation, but from a long-term vision, patience, and a thorough analysis. By investing this way, you don't have to worry about the market oscillations in the short term. Instead, your attention is focused on the actives that really have value and, over time, will generate consistent returns. The key is to resist the temptation to sell or change your strategy based on temporary market movements. Adopting this approach is an important step for those who want to build wealth solidly. But it is also necessary to educate yourself about the different types of investments, from shares to real estate, private equity, and others. Diversification is another key piece as it protects the investor against unexpected market fluctuations, ensuring a safer and more stable trajectory. In applying this philosophy with discipline, patience, and focus, the results can be extraordinary. Discipline is one of the pillars of success, and without it, dreams are in a field of possibilities. Jocko Willink, former U.S. Navy, popularized the idea that discipline is freedom. For him, true freedom does not come from doing whatever he wants at any time, but creating a structured routine that allows maximized time and results. This may seem contradictory at first glance, but the truth is that discipline gives us the freedom to focus on what really matters, without being dragged on distractions or momentary emotions. Tim Cook, CEO of Apple, is another great example of how discipline and routine are fundamental. He wakes up early, has a strict agenda, and focuses on his energies in the most important decisions, without wasting time with what does not add value. Your routine includes from reading and answering emails to time dedicated to health and well-being. For Cook, everything has a place and a time. Not only does this guarantee maximum productivity, but it also avoids mental and physical wear, something fundamental to sustain success over time. The key to adopting discipline and creating an effective routine is to identify which habits are crucial to your personal and professional growth and put them into practice every day. Start with something simple, set an hour to wake up. Organize your day in blocks of tasks and set moments of leisure and rest. Over time, you will realize that this structure will help you become more productive, more focused, and closer to your goals. Discipline is not a weight. It is a tool that will turn your dream to reality. Continuous learning is one of the main characteristics of the most successful people. CEOs, entrepreneurs, and successful leaders are dedicated to constantly expanding their knowledge, as they know that the world is always evolving. Reading, courses, conversations with mentors, and reflection are tools that these people use to stay ahead. Bill Gates, for example, reads approximately 50 books a year. This dedication to constant learning is what allows it to remain one of the most influential and innovative minds of our era. Ray Dalio, the founder of Bridgewater Associates, also believes in the power of continuous learning. His principal book shares not only his investment lessons, but also on how to apply life principles that helped him grow and prosper. This incessant search for knowledge is what allows leaders to adapt their strategies, anticipate changes, and make informed decisions at critical times. Learning is not limited to school or corporate environment. It is a constant journey. For us, continuous learning is something we can adopt every day without depending on large investments or radical changes. Start with small actions, read articles, listen to podcasts, participate in webinars, or, like many CEOs, establish a habit of reading books that challenge your worldview and expand your horizons. By investing in this type of development, you are preparing for the future and the opportunities that arise when you least expect it. Success is rarely achieved alone. Although talent and effort are fundamental, the right connections can be a watershed. Reid Hoffman, co-founder of LinkedIn, is a brilliant example of how networking can open doors and create opportunities. Throughout his career, Hoffman has used his network of contacts to invest in companies like Facebook and Airbnb, which became giants in their respective sectors. He always knew that the power of connections goes beyond simply exchanging business cards. It is about creating genuine and lasting relationships based on confidence and mutual support. Building good networking is not just about accumulating contacts, but about cultivating significant relationships that can add value over time. This requires a strategic approach, participating in events, investing time in quality conversations, and helping others without waiting immediate return. It is this collaborative and supportive spirit that strengthens networks and transforms them into valuable actives. Often, the next big step in your career may be in a connection you haven't done yet. How can you apply this in your daily life? Start investing time and energy in the people around you. Offer help. Share knowledge and be open to new opportunities to learn from others. Effective networking is more about generosity and less about self-interest. And remember, long-term relationships, based on respect and collaboration, are always more valuable than surface and fleeting connections. Visionary thinking is what separates truly transforming leaders from those who only follow the flow. According to Simon Sinek, the true leader begins with why. In his famous book, Start With Why, he teaches us that understanding the deep purpose behind our actions is what motivates ourselves not only, but also the people around us. People like Steve Jobs and Elon Musk exemplify this approach. They have not created companies just to generate profit, but to solve major problems, to change the world. The why behind Apple and Tesla is what has inspired millions of followers and employees. A clear and inspiring view not only guides a leader's actions, but also attracts people willing to work to achieve a greater goal. Nike, for example, has a mission that goes beyond the sale of tennis. It wants to inspire each person to reach their maximum potential, a message that is reflected in their campaigns and products. This kind of vision not only attracts consumers, but also creates a strong culture within the company. Long-term vision, coupled with a clear purpose, is one of the largest engines of innovation and success. By applying visionary thinking, you position yourself as someone who is not just reacting to what happens around you, but that creates your own trajectory. To do this, start by reflecting on the why behind your actions. What motivates you? What impact do you want to have? When you have a clear view, decisions become easier and the most significant journey. And by sharing this view with others, you create a transformation movement. In today's world, where information is abundant and data is everywhere, knowing how to use it can be the key to right decision-making. Companies like Elon Musk's Tesla exemplify how intelligent data use can turn the course of a company. Tesla collects real-time data from your vehicles, using this information to constantly improve your automatic piloting systems and user experience. What was once a futuristic view becomes a tangible reality. And this is possible because the company knows how to analyze and apply data effectively. Data-based decision-making does not mean that you should give up intuition or experience. However, it adds a layer of objectivity that helps minimize errors and improve results. Many great leaders, such as Jeff Bezos to Amazon, make decisions based on a strict data analysis. This allows them to adjust their strategies in real time and implement faster and more accurate changes. The secret is to collect relevant data, analyze it with criteria, and use it to support decisions rather than acting on assumptions or impulses. How can you apply this in your daily life? Start registering relevant information and analyze data on your actions and results. This can be as simple as monitoring your performance at work, health, or finance. By using data strategically, you create a feedback cycle that helps you improve continuously. Remember, in today's world, those who do not use data run the risk of being behind. Mind and body are closely connected, and the truth is that one cannot work well without each other. A person's physical and mental health is one of the greatest determinants of sustainable success. People like Richard Branson and Arianna Huffington are examples of how to prioritize well-being can positively impact both personal and professional life. Branson, for example, devotes time every day to playing sports and maintaining an active routine. Something that, he said, is essential to maintaining energy and focus on his business activities. Already Huffington, after undergoing exhaustion collapse, began to advocate for the importance of sleep, meditation, and life balance to achieve success. When you invest in your health, you are not only improving your quality of life, but also your ability to make successful decisions, be productive, and deal with challenges efficiently. A rested mind and a healthy body provide greater clarity, more energy, and greater stress resistance. This is critical to sustaining the demanding pace of a career or long-term business. Therefore, taking care of your physical and mental health is not a luxury, but a need to achieve your goals consistently. No matter where you are now, you can start incorporating healthy habits into your routine. The simple act of sleeping enough, eating well, and practicing physical activities can already bring significant results. In addition, it is also important to take care of mental health. Meditation, gratitude, and stress management can make a big difference in your ability to remain balanced and focused. Your health is the basis on which everything else will be built, so treat it with the attention it deserves. When it comes to accumulating wealth, billionaires have a strategic approach that goes beyond the search for immediate money. They invest in assets that generate value over time, diversify their wallets, and have the patience to expect their investments to mature. Warren Buffett, for example, is a master of the long-term investment strategy. It always highlights the importance of investing in business you understand and having a long-term vision. His famous advice, "Our favorite period to maintain an investment is forever," reflects exactly the philosophy that billionaires adopt, investing intelligently and patiently. In addition, a fundamental part of billionaire financial strategies is diversification. They do not lay all eggs in the same basket, which means they invest in various areas, such as actions, real estate, private equity, and other assets. This minimizes the risk and maximizes the chances of return. They also have strict control over their expenses and avoid accumulating unnecessary debt, which ensures that their wealth continues to grow regardless of the ups and lows of the market. The focus on creating a solid and diverse portfolio is one of the greatest lessons any investor can learn from billionaires. Another important point that many billionaires share in their financial strategies is the focus on investments that generate passive cash flow. Whether through rented real estate, companies that pay dividends, or other forms of passive income generation, this type of investment allows money to work for you without the need for continuous effort. This is especially powerful as it allows you to accumulate wealth over time while you keep focusing on other areas of your life and business. In the long run, these cash flows guarantee financial stability and grow as investments value. If you want to follow the example of billionaires, the first step is to understand the different types of investments and seek a diverse approach. This may mean investing in stock funds, real estate, or even considering alternative investments, such as startups. But above all, it is important to have a plan and be disciplined. The personal budget and debt elimination are also fundamental to ensure that their resources work in their favor. With patience, strategy, and a little risk calculated, you can build a solid financial base and start your own journey of wealth accumulation. Now that you know the habits and strategies that are part of the Top One routine, it's time to reflect: how can you apply all this to your own life? Success does not happen overnight, but by adopting a mentality of growth, discipline, and focus, you will be on the right track. Remember that patience is essential, and every small continuous learning step, self-knowledge, and deliberate action will bring you closer to your goals. The most important thing is to understand that these people are not moved only by the desire for wealth, but by a greater view. They want to leave a legacy, transform realities, and positively impact the world around them. This visionary thinking, coupled with daily habits, creates a successful cycle that goes beyond the financial. Is about doing what really matters to you. By following these principles, you not only achieve financial freedom, but also satisfaction and balance in life. So, what is keeping you from starting now? If you want to achieve great results, start creating your own successful habits today. Apply what you have learned about long-term investments, building a valuable network, and the power to make informed decisions. And of course, remember to take care of your physical and mental health to ensure that you have the energy you need to perform your ambitions. This is the perfect time to take the first step. Turn your dreams reality, and do not let fear or procrastination move you away from your true potential. If you like this content and want to keep learning more about how to achieve success, subscribe to the channel and enable notifications to not lose any transformative material. Let's go together on this journey.